The movie begins in a vast, barren landscape where long, empty roads stretch across the desert. Here, we meet two couples, Marcus and Lynn, and their friends Greg and Nina, out on a road trip they hoped would be fun and refreshing. While Greg and Nina seem perfectly fine, there's a bit of tension between Marcus and Lynn. Still, Marcus is considering taking their relationship to the next level. For now, they put everything aside, get into the car, and start their journey with all their luggage. Suddenly, they hear a loud noise behind them. When they look back, they see a massive truck approaching fast, and the sight shocks everyone. Greg is driving, while Marcus and Nina watch the truck from the back window. At first, they're amused by it, but soon the truck speeds up and comes dangerously close. Greg and Marcus are stunned. It looked like the truck was about to ram into them. But right before hitting their car, the driver swerves, passing them at high speed. Everyone feels relieved, realizing how close they were to a major accident. However, Greg hates being overtaken. His ego kicks in, and he pushes the car to full speed to overtake the truck again. He successfully passes it, and Nina even mocks the truck driver while crossing. What they don't realize is that this small act will lead to terrible consequences. The truck driver suddenly accelerates aggressively, coming toward them at a threatening speed, almost as if he intends to crash into them. Terrified, everyone urges Greg to drive faster. It turns into a deadly chase, and despite speeding up, the truck slams into them from behind. Their car becomes more damaged with each hit, and they can't even steer off-road without risking a rollover. But that's exactly what happens. The truck hits them again, flipping their car off the road. Luckily, no one is seriously hurt, except Greg, whose arm is broken. The group rushes to help him, and Nina quickly bandages his arm. Marcus and Lynn then notice the massive truck parked nearby. They realize they need to get Greg to a hospital before his condition worsens. Marcus and Lynn approach the truck to find answers. The back of the truck is filled with cargo, but they can't see what's inside. When they check the front, they find the door open, the keys still in the ignition, but no driver. The person responsible for the accident is nowhere to be found. Greg and Nina eventually catch up with them. As Greg reaches the front of the truck, he notices something strange, a symbol carved into the truck's front, a three-headed animal. Greg stares at it intensely, almost as if he's lost in a trance. It feels like the symbol is hypnotizing him, pulling him closer. Just then, Nina and the others snap him out of it. Marcus and Lynn grow more worried. Without their car, reaching the nearest city would mean walking several kilometers through the empty land. Suddenly, a gunshot rings out. A man appears in the distance, firing in their direction. The group assumes he's the truck driver coming after them. Panicking, Marcus, Lynn, Greg, and Nina all rush into the truck. The man yells at them not to go near it, and even fires again, hitting the truck. It becomes clear to Marcus that this man is dangerous and intends to harm them. With no other option, Marcus tries to start the truck. Although it's tough at first, he finally manages to get it running, and the group drives away, thinking they've escaped the dangerous stranger. But they have no idea that they are now caught in something far more deadly. After driving the truck for a while, the music system suddenly turns on by itself. A strange, hypnotic sound starts playing, and one by one, everyone falls into a deep sleep. Even more shocking, the truck continues moving on its own, the steering wheel turning without anyone touching it. Instead of staying on the road, it drives them into a remote and eerie landscape. A while later, the group wakes up in a strange rocky area. Marcus tries to start the truck, but it won't move. It seems like they've run out of fuel. Lynn mentions she saw some houses nearby when they arrived, so she suggests going there for help. Marcus doesn't want to go with her, but they have no choice. Leaving Nina to take care of the injured Greg, Marcus and Lynn set out. Lynn tries to talk to Marcus, but he keeps ignoring her. Frustrated, she finally asks what she did wrong. Marcus snaps. He believes she cheated on him with Greg, and Greg himself confirmed it. Lynn breaks down and apologizes, but Marcus refuses to forgive her. He angrily walks ahead to find the houses she mentioned. After a long walk, they reach the road, but the houses are gone. Marcus accuses her of lying, though she insists she really saw them. Their argument continues as tension builds. Back at the truck, Nina checks the fuel system and makes a disturbing discovery. The fuel tank has always been empty, yet the truck drove them miles. When she removes one of the pipes, a thick red liquid flows out instead of fuel. Meanwhile, Marcus keeps searching but hasn't found anything. The blazing heat and lack of water exhaust him. Suddenly, he sees someone running toward him. It's the same armed driver who attacked them earlier. Terrified, Marcus runs and hides under a wooden bridge, but the driver easily finds him and corners him at gunpoint. On the other side, Lynn is also lost and tired, unable to find her way back. After wandering for a while, she finally discovers the house she mentioned. Relieved, she enters, only to find it completely abandoned. Hungry, she opens some cans scattered around and drinks the red liquid inside, unaware of what it is. Soon, she starts seeing terrifying visions of the three-headed dogs, the same ones Greg had seen earlier. The driver eventually catches Marcus and beats him down. Just when it seems he might kill him, he suddenly stops, as if fighting some internal command. Meanwhile, Greg emerges from the truck's container, but something about him is wrong. His expressions and behavior are unnaturally strange, as if he's under some kind of control. His broken arm has even healed on its own. Nina searches for Greg, but can't find him. As she approaches the truck again, Lynn suddenly appears, trying desperately to start it. Nina tells her the truck has no fuel, but Lynn insists they must keep moving because there's nothing else in this barren place. Reluctantly, Nina agrees. As the two sit inside the truck, they spot someone running toward them with a gun. At first, they think it's the driver, but it's actually Marcus, now dressed strangely and completely out of control. He yanks both women out, forces them to the ground at gunpoint, and threatens to kill them. As he raises the gun toward Lynn, he suddenly snaps out of it, horrified by what he was about to do. It becomes clear something is controlling him through the truck. Nina takes the chance and hits Marcus on the head, knocking him unconscious. They tie him up inside a small compartment of the truck to prevent another attack. Both women now know that something inside the truck is influencing their behavior. Even without fuel, the truck magically starts on its own again, shocking Nina. She suspects the red substance might be the real energy source. As they continue driving, Greg suddenly appears near Marcus's tied-up body. Marcus wakes up crying, thinking he almost killed his friends. Greg calmly explains that the earlier driver was under someone else's control, and he had to kill him to survive. His words sound logical, but something feels wrong. Greg then starts insulting Marcus, calling him weak and useless. A fight breaks out. Marcus tries to defend himself, but Greg easily overpowers him, his strength unnaturally high. Eventually, Greg drags Marcus under the truck's tire. When the vehicle moves, Marcus dies instantly. Neither Nina nor Lynn realizes what happened until Nina gets out and sees Marcus's crushed body beneath the truck. Horrified, both women break down in tears. After wrapping Marcus's body, they place it at the lower end of the truck, hoping they can at least take him home for proper funeral. But now, Lynn begins muttering that things would be easier if Greg were here. Nina grows suspicious and realizes something was indeed going on between Lynn and Greg. Still, they focus on escaping. Nina takes over driving and Lynn guides her. But Lynn continues eating the red liquid from the cans, unaware of its effect. A while later, Greg appears again, acting normal and comforting Lynn. He tells her a secret is hidden inside the truck's container and convinces her to enter. Trusting him, she goes inside. Moments later, her scream echoes, and the container door slams shut. Nina runs out to search, only to see Greg again, fully healed and calm, telling her Lynn is waiting inside. But Nina sees one of Lynn's blood-soaked clothes nearby and realizes it's a trap. When Greg enters the container, she slams the door shut from outside. Nina climbs into the truck and drives away. Soon, Greg's screams fade behind her. But the truck reveals the truth when she checks the container later. Dozens of human remains and equipment are inside. The horrifying truth becomes clear. The truck runs on human bodies. It absorbs the people it kills and turns their remains into the red fuel that powers it. Nina continues driving, but Greg and Lynn, now fully controlled, attack her. In the chaos, Greg crashes into a small family truck ahead, killing the innocent people. He then knocks Nina unconscious. When she wakes up, Greg is standing in front of her again, telling her everything will be fine if she obeys the truck. Nina pretends to agree. When they return to the container, she pushes Greg inside one last time and locks it before running deep into the forest. But Greg breaks free and chases her. In a final struggle, both reach for a gun. Though Nina hesitates because she still loves him, she ultimately shoots Greg to save herself. Crying, she returns to the truck, only to see two strangers approaching it. Nina knows the truck will kill them too. She tries to warn them, but they mistake her for a threat, just like Marcus once mistook the driver. They panic, jump into the truck, and drive away. In the end, Nina, exhausted and traumatized, returns to the scene of her friend's accident and gathers supplies to survive. The cursed truck continues its journey, hunting for new victims. And so the story ends, warning us that if you ever see an unknown, driverless truck, you should understand the darkness lurking inside it. So that's it. Hope you enjoy the story. Subscribe and press the bell icon for more videos.